ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Today onwards we are going to start a new text. It is called Sanatsujatiyam. Sanatsujatiyam is a part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata has 18 parvas. Among them, there is a parva called Udyoga Parva. Sanatsujatiyam occurs in the Udyoga Parva of Mahabharata. It is in the form of a dialogue between Dhritarashtra and Sanatsujata. Sanatsujata is the Guru. Dhritarashtra is the Shishya. At some point of time, Dhritarashtra was dejected because of the incidents in Hastinapura, his own son's behavior, etc. Then, in order to get rid of his dejected state of mind, Dhritarashtra wanted to hear about the ultimate truth, about the Adhyatma Vidya. Then he requested Vidura, because Vidura is a jnani, a wise man. Therefore, Dhritarashtra asked Vidura to give him the Upadesha. Then Vidura says, I am not qualified to give Brahma Vidya. Even though I know it for myself, I am not qualified. Therefore, I will invite some other person, some other great jnani who can give you the Upadesha. Then Vidura meditated on a great jnani called Sanatsujata. Sanatsujata is also called Sanat Kumara. According to the Puranas, Sanat Kumara was one of the first jnanis in this creation. Brahmadeva created four jnanis, four rishis in the beginning of Srishti. They are popularly known as four Kumaras: Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. These four were created in the beginning of the Srishti. And then Bhagavan gave the Brahma Vidya to them. And they were the ones who propagated the Brahma Vidya. Among them, among the four rishis, one was Sanat Kumara, who is also called Sanat Sujata. The word Sanat Sujata or Sanat Kumara itself has a profound meaning. Sanat means Sada, always, eternally. Kumara means young, adolescent. He is always young. Therefore, he is called Sanat Kumara. Always youthful. Implying he is free from the modifications, free from old age, death, etc. Therefore, he is called Sanat Kumara. And he is also called Sanat Sujata. Sujata means Sushtu Jataha. He is born in a special way because he is born with the Jnana, Vairagya, etc. As soon as he was born, he was a Jnani. Therefore, he is called Sanat Sujata. Now, Vidura has invited Sanat Sujata and Vidura has taken Sanat Sujata to Dhritarashtra, and in a chamber, in a room, in privacy, Dhritarashtra asked Sanat Sujata. Dhritarashtra asked questions to Sanat Sujata, and Sanat Sujata answers Dhritarashtra's questions. This is the dialogue. Now on Sanat Sujatiyam, Shankaracharya has written a bhashya. Rather, I would say there is a bhashya which is attributed to Shankaracharya. Because whether it is originally written by Shankaracharya or not is debatable. According to some people, it is not written by original Shankaracharya. It is written later on because of the style of writing, etc. some people disagree. Yet there is a Bhashya. Today morning I circulated the Bhashya also, PDF. In fact, the PDF has both Vishnu Sahasranama Bhashya and Sanatsujatiya Bhashya. Those who are interested can take printout of only the Sanatsujatiya Bhashya. I think it is after 170 or 180 page number in the Bhashya book. And those who are not interested in going through the Bhashya, they can go through the PDF of the Moola alone, which also I have circulated 2-3 days back, I think last week. So I will read the Bhashya whenever it is required, and our main emphasis will be on the Moola. The Bhashya begins with the Mangalacharana, Mangala Shloka, a prayer verse. Namah Pumse Puranaya Purnanandaya Vishnave Nirasta Nikhiladhvanta Tejase Vishwahetave. This is a Mangala Shloka. Namah Pumse Puranaya. Paramatma is referred to as Purana Purusha. Purana means eternal. Pura api nava eva. He is always old and always new. Therefore he is called Purana. Always old because at any point of time Paramatma had been there even much before that. If you consider any point of time, Paramatma had been there many years before that point of time. Therefore, always old. Certain things are old now, but eternally they are not old. At some point of time it was new. For example, this cell phone. 1 year back it was new. Now it has become old. It is now old. But Paramatma is always old. Because at no point of time Paramatma was born. At no point of time he was new. In that sense. Therefore, always old and always new also. Always new means he does not deteriorate. This mobile is not new. Why it is not new? Because it has deteriorated. Paramatma never deteriorates, therefore always new. Therefore he is called Puranaha. Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Puranaha, Bhagavad Gita says. And he is Purushaha. Paramatma is called Purushaha. Therefore he is referred to as Puranaya Pumse, Purana Purushaya. Purnanandaya, he is Purnananda. Purna means absolutely complete. And Ananda, being complete, he is Ananda. Vishnave, he is Vishnu. Veveshti sarvam iti Vishnu. One who pervades everything is called Vishnu. Vishala Vyaptau Dhatu. The Vishnu, the word Vishnu has been derived from the root Vishala Vyaptau. Therefore, Vishnu means one who pervades everything, all pervasive. Nirasta nikhiladhvanta tejase. The nature of the Vishnu is a tejas, effulgence, consciousness. And the consciousness is free from any type of insensation. Nirasta nikhiladhvanta. It is free from all insensation. It is free from all types of ignorance. Absolutely free from ignorance. Vishwahetave. It is the cause of the universe. Jagat Karana. It is the description of Paramatma. And the Bhashyakara says, Namaha. I do namaskara to such Paramatma, such Bhagavan. नम आचार्येभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यः. Bhashyakara, after doing Ishvara Namaskar, first Bhashyakara did Namaskara to the Ishvara, to the Paramatma. Now he is doing Namaskara to the Guru as well as Guru Parampara. Namaha Acharyebhyaha. He does Namaskara to all the Acharyas who are Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Karta. They have taught the Brahma Vidya. Therefore, they are called Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartaraha. Brahma Vidya Sampradaya. Sampradaya means giving Brahma Vidya properly. Handing over Brahma Vidya properly is called Brahma Vidya Sampradaya. Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyaha. They are the ones who have taught the Brahma Vidya properly with the clarity. Sanatsujatiya Vivaranam Sankshepato Brahma Jijnasunam Sukhavabodhaya Arabhyate. Now, Bhashyakara is doing a Grantharambha Pratigna. What he is going to do? He is making a statement of what he intends to do. Sanatsujatiya Vivaranam. A description of Sanatsujatiya. Sankshepatāh. In brief, Brahma Jijnasunam Sukhavabodhaya, so that the Brahma Jijnasus, the seekers of Brahma, they should understand the Sanat Sujatiya easily, clearly, lucidly. For that purpose, this commentary is being started. Arabhyate. Now there is an Avataranika Bhashya, an introductory Bhashya. Swatah chit sadananda dvitiya brahma swarupopyatma swashayaya svavishayaya avidyaya swanubhavagamyaya sabhasaya swabhavika chit sadananda dvitiya brahmatma bhavat प्रच्युतः अनात्मनि देहादौ आत्मभावमापन्नः अप्राप्ताशेषपुरुषार्थः प्राप्ताशेषानर्थः अविद्याकर्मपरिकल्पितैरेव साधनैः इष्टप्राप्तिम् अनिष्टपरिहृतिं च आकाङ्क्षन् लौकिकवैदिकसाधनैः अनुष्ठितैरपि परमपुरुषार्थं मोक्षाख्यम् अलभमानः मकरादिभिरिव रागद्वेषादिभिः इतस्ततः आकृष्यमाणः सुरनरतिर्यगादिप्रभेदभिन्नासु नानायोनिषु परिवर्तमानः मुह्यमानः संसरन् कथञ्चित् पुण्यवशात् वेदोदितेन ईश्वरार्थकर्मानुष्ठानेन अपगतरागादिमलः अनित्यादिदोषदर्शनेन उत्पन्नेहामुत्रफलभोगविरागः वेदान्तेभ्यः प्रतीयमानं ब्रह्मात्मभावं बुभुत्सुः वेदोदितशमदमादि साधनसम्पन्नः ब्रह्मविदम् आचार्यमुपेत्य आचार्यानुसारेण वेदान्तश्रवणादिना अहं ब्रह्मास्मि इति ब्रह्मात्मतत्त्वम् अवगम्य निवृत्ताज्ञानतत्कार्यः ब्रह्मरूपोऽवतिष्ठते इति इयं वेदान्तानां मर्यादा। एतत् सर्वं क्रमेण दर्शयिष्यति भगवान् सनत्सुजातः। In the introduction itself, Bhashyakara has described Vedanta Maryada, the outline of Vedanta. The outline of Vedanta is briefly described. In this, Bhashyakara has described the samsara and the cause of samsara. What is samsara and what causes samsara, and how to get rid of samsara. Everything is described. स्वतः चित् सदानंदाद्वितीय ब्रह्मस्वरूपोऽपि आत्मा. The Atma is by nature Chit Sadananda Advitiya Brahmaswarupa. The Atma is nothing but Brahman, which is Chit, Chaitanya, Sat and Ananda. Chaitanya Swarupa, Sat Swarupa, the reality, and Ananda Swarupa, happiness in nature. Advitiya, one without a second. It is the Swarupa of the Brahman, and it is the Swarupa of the Atma. The Atma is nothing but Brahman. Your true nature is nothing but Brahman. Yet, there is a problem. Essentially, you are Brahman. Each one is Brahman. But there is a problem. What causes the problem? Avidya. Avidyaya. There is avidya. The avidya is described. Swashayaya Svavishayaya. When we talk about avidya, we talk about its ashaya and vishaya. Ignorance. When we say ignorance, you have to ask ignorance of what? Ignorance of Chinese. If I say ignorance of Chinese, Chinese is the Vishaya of ignorance. Chinese is the Vishaya of ignorance. Then, who has the ignorance? Who is ignorant? I have ignorance. Then I am the Ashraya of the ignorance. Ashraya is the locus. The locus of ignorance and the object of ignorance. Both have to be stated. I have ignorance of Chinese. Whenever we refer to ignorance, we refer to it with Ashraya and Vishaya. Both have to be stated. Now in this case, the avidya has an Ashraya and a Vishaya. What is the Ashraya of the avidya? Swashraya. Swa means the Atma. The Brahman itself is the Ashraya of the avidya. Chaitanya itself is the Ashraya of avidya. And the Chaitanya itself is the Vishaya also. You are the Ashraya and you are the Vishaya. Here the Vishaya is not something else. You are the Vishaya. Therefore, Swashrayaya Svavishayaya Avidyaya. It is the nature of the avidya. Swanubhavagamyaya. And how do you know you have avidya? How do we know we have avidya? It is known through our own experience. Swanubhavagamyaya. I am ignorant. It is our experience. The ignorance is experienced by us. I am ignorant. Therefore, Swanubhavagamyaya avidyaya Sabhasaya. The avidya is sabhasa, meaning the avidya has chidabhasa. Avidya has the reflection of the consciousness. in it. Therefore it is called Sabhasa Avidya. The avidya itself is jada, insentient, but it gets the reflection of the consciousness. Therefore it is called Sabhasa Avidya. Swabhavika chit sadananda dvitiya brahmatma bhavat pratyutaha. On account of the avidya, our nature is as though distorted. We as though deviate from our true nature. Swabhavika chit sadananda advitiya brahmatma. It is our true nature. Chit, Sat, Ananda, Advitiya, Brahma. It is our true nature. But on account of avidya, we are pratyutaha. We are taken away from our true nature. We are drifted away from our true nature. Pratyuta. As though we have fallen down from our true nature. Meaning, we get a distorted image of our own self. Just like if you see a mirror, in the mirror you can get a distorted image of yourself. There are some mirrors. If you see, you will look dwarf, very small. In some other mirror, you will look very fat. There are such mirrors. They give you an image, but they give a distorted image. In the same manner, on account of avidya, we get a distorted image of ourselves. The infinite seems to be finite. The one who does not have changes seems to have changes, and so on. Anatmani dehadau Atma bhavamapannaha. On account of the avidya, we identify with the anatma, non-self. Anatmani dehadam. The body, etc. are anatma, non-self. The body is foreign to us. Sometimes in medical science they say some foreign particles have entered your body. Foreign particle means it does not mean it has come from America. Foreign particle means anything which comes from outside. Some foreign material. They have entered the body. Foreign objects have entered the body. When a foreign object enters the body reacts. There are some reactions in our body because it fights with the foreign bodies, the foreign particles. It may be a pollen, or it may be dust, or it may be some germs. The body starts reacting to defend itself. Doctors will be able to say further. Likewise, just like the body gets some foreign particles, even the Atma gets some foreign entities. This body itself is foreign. Mind is also foreign to the Atma. Therefore it is Anatma. Anatmani dehado. On the Anatma, body, etc., we get Atma Buddhi. We identify with them. This is me. We identify so. Atma Bhavam Apannaha. He identifies with the Anatma. We identify with the Anatma. And Aprapta Ashesha Purusharthaha Prapta Asheshanarthaha. Once we identify with the body, mind, etc., all other problems ensue. We have our complaints. What is the complaint? Aprapta Ashesha Purusharthaha. I don't have anything that I need. We have our Purushartha. What we want is Purushartha. What we are seeking is Purushartha. This person says, Aprapta Purusharthaha. I don't have any Purushartha. I have not got any Purushartha. The four Purusharthas, Artha, Kama, Dharma and Moksha. I don't have Artha. I don't have enough money. I don't have Kama. Means I don't have enough objects of enjoyment. I cannot travel abroad. I cannot watch TV. I don't have TV, etc., etc. I don't have dharma. I want to do more punya. I don't have enough punya. Therefore I am unfortunate. I am unfortunate. Meaning I don't have dharma purushartha. All these are our complaints. And finally, I don't have moksha. I don't have happiness. I don't have peace. These are our complaints. Often we say, I don't have money. Even the richest one here will say, I don't have money. I have heard very few people say, Bhagavan has given me enough. Very few people say so. This is our complaint. I don't have enough money. Artha is lacking. Artha Purushartha is lacking. Then Kama Purushartha is lacking. I am not able to enjoy life like others. I don't have enough time, no free time to enjoy. Kama Purushartha is lacking. Then Dharma Purushartha is lacking. I am unfortunate. I don't have good luck. And finally, even Moksha Purushartha is lacking. I don't have happiness. I don't have peace. I don't have fulfillment, etc. So, aprapta ashesha purushartha. In reality, the ultimate purushartha is your own swarupa. Your swarupa itself is Brahman, Ananda. Therefore, all purusharthas are already there in your swarupa. All purusharthas are already there within. But because of avidya, you think you are aprapta ashesha purushartha. And then prapta sheshanartha. I have all anarthas. I am getting all undesirable problems. I have all problems. We have a list of problems. I have this problem, that problem. Prapta ashesha anartha. I have loneliness. I have insecurity. I have dissatisfaction. I have this disease. And so on. This is samsara. Aprapta ashesha purushartha. Prapta ashesha anartha. Such person is called a samsari. And then he tries to get rid of his problems. How does he try to get rid of his problems? Avidya karma parikalpitaireva sadhanai. He makes use of sadhanas. Sadhana means. The means for ishta prapti and anishta parihriti. He wants ishta prapti. I have to get this. I have to get money. I have to watch movie. I have to go for a holiday. For everything we need sadhana. And anishta nivritti. Getting rid of the anishta. Getting rid of the undesirable. Even for that we need sadhana. Some means. And we employ the means which are avidya karma parikalpita. Which are brought about by avidya and karma. Because of ignorance, we think certain means can give us fulfillment. If I do this, I will get happiness. If I get a job, I will get happiness. If I get married, I will get happiness. And people try all these means. All of you have done job, except one or two maybe. Maybe she has not done job. All others have done job. You have not done maybe. One or two people have not done. All others, I have not done. All others have done job. And almost everyone here is married except me and he. Two are there. So you thought, if I get a job, I will be happy. If I get married, I will be happy. If I do this, I will be happy. If I do that, I will be happy. But the happiness does not come. In spite of achieving many things, the dissatisfaction continues. The problems continue. लौकिक वैदिक साधनैः अनुष्ठितैरपि परम पुरुषार्थं मोक्षाख्यं अलभमानः. So he tries various means, both laukika and vaidika. Often we try the vaidika means also, the means prescribed by Shastra also. Many people are doing many types of pujas, etc. I should get wealth. For that they do puja. I should get visa. For that they do puja. There is a visa Balaji near Hyderabad. Still they don't get absolute happiness. They don't get permanent happiness. And therefore, an individual remains bound, remains caught by raga, etc. Makaradibhiriva ragadveshadibhihi itastataha akrishyamanaha. Bhashyakara is explaining the plight of an individual, a samsari. He gives a beautiful example. A crocodile, Makara, a crocodile pulls an individual, catching the person by leg. The crocodile goes here and there in the river. Sometimes it takes this person that side, sometimes it takes this person this side, and he has to helplessly go with the pain. He is still alive. In the same manner, our ragadvesha, our desires, greed, etc., they keep pulling us this direction and that direction, in various directions. Sometimes it takes a person to North Bangalore, sometimes it takes a person to South Bangalore, sometimes it takes a person to America, and then back from America. Sometimes Delhi, sometimes Bombay. Itastataha akrishyamanaha. On account of our desires, we get pulled here and there. Suranara tiryagadi prabheda bhinnasu nanayonishu parivartamanaha. And on account of desires, we end up doing various types of karmas. Sometimes a punya karma, sometimes a papa karma. And because of our karma, we get another janma also. What kind of janmas? Sura. Sometimes we get Devata janma. An individual can be born as a Devata if somebody has done punya karma. But even the devata janma is temporary. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. One has to return. Nara, sometimes human birth. If our punya and papa are almost 50-50, both punya and papa are there, then human birth. And then tiryagadi, tiryagyoni means animal janma. Prabheda bhinnasu nanayonishu. In many wombs we are reborn. All of us have been reborn many times. All of us had many janmas already. Nana yonishu parivartamanaha. This individual keeps roaming in many janmas. It is like a whirlpool. Whirlpool of janmas. Again birth, again growth, again death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Mo mushyamanaha. And everywhere he is deluded. He thinks at some point of time he will get permanent happiness. If I build a house, I will get permanent happiness. I will live happily forever. The end. In olden days there used to be movies, and at the end they would write, thereafter they lived happily forever. So, we think we will live happily forever. The story is over. The story gets over. But we don't live happily forever. Another problem starts. Therefore, Mushyamana, the individual is deluded to think that he or she is going to live happily forever. Samsaran. So this is the samsara. Samsara means a perpetual struggle, a series of perpetual movement, a series of perpetual struggles. This is the description of samsara. And now Bhashyakara is explaining how he gets moksha, how he gets free from samsara. We will see in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.